So in today's episode, I'm gonna walk you through how I went from this to this in a little over a week on Instagram. Now, if you're new here, I really have a love-hate relationship with Instagram, which I'm sure we all do. But I really want to give you a no BS strategy that I think will work very, very well, well into 2022. So if you get value out of this video, I would really appreciate it if you thumbs it up and subscribe, because I create content like this every single week. So first things first, you want to make sure that you have your profile, your IG page set up for success, you guys. There's a lot of nuances that causes people not to follow you if you don't have these things in place, because it literally takes about a second to 2 seconds for people to figure out who you are, what you do. And if people don't really understand what your page is about, they are not going to follow you. So some of the key things that you want to take a look at to make sure that you set up your IG page for success. Number one is your username. Okay, so if you can put in whatever niche that you're in, people can know in an instant, okay, this account is blank, blank, blank NFTs or realtor or wealth or finance or fitness, right? People know automatically what this account is just by the username, okay? So pick a very catchy or clever username that's in your niche, so when people come on to your page or they're searching, your name will pop up. The second thing that you're gonna wanna do is make sure that you have a very clear headshot of yourself or your brand logo, right? You wanna make sure that your profile picture is something that is engaging, that people are gonna wanna look at or click on. You can be creative here, but you want to make sure that you have a clear and concise profile picture, because if not, people are not going to want to follow you. Then, in your actual bio, you want to make sure that you have a clear and concise description of who you are, what you do, what is your value proposition. So in mine, I have YouTube coach, and then I have my headline of who I help, what I help with, right? And then as lead generation, I have, DM me YouTube to get my free strategy PDF. Now you can put whatever you want here. I just use that to collect emails and get people into my funnel. That's more of a business tactic. So if you are a business owner and you have a freebie, this is a really cool way to start to generate leads kind of on autopilot. So when anybody visits your profile, if they're interested in, for me, like my YouTube coaching or my YouTube, Playbook course that I offer, this is a very easy way to get people into my funnel, and I sell that way. But again, if you're just a personal brand, maybe you can have your rate cards on there, stuff like that. But again, just a very easy way to start to generate leads. But essentially you want it to be, your bio to be clear and concise, so people understand exactly who you are and what you do. Also, I put highlights on mine so people can, view my most popular stories. So pretty much I can turn a cold lead to somebody warm. That is what my Instagram is all about. And you want to make sure that you optimize your Instagram profile as best as possible so people can know exactly who you are and what you do immediately. Okay, now that you have your profile set up, the fastest way to grow right now is using Instagram Reels. There is no way around it, people. I know everybody wants to, avoid creating video content or even showing their face, but I'm telling you, if you really want to grow as fast as possible, Instagram Reels is the way to do it. And that's how I was able to grow so fast. Now, you can use other content strategies, right? Because any type of shareable content will work, but Instagram Reels currently is going to give you the most reach, the most engagement, the most comments, the most shares. And I'm going to walk you through my personal Instagram Reel strategy and how I was able to grow so fast with Instagram Reels. So I'm going to put on the screen an Instagram Reel that's doing very, very well for me right now, and kind of break down how I got this Instagram Reel to do so well in my own personal Instagram Reel strategy. Okay, so my current Instagram strategy is: number one, find a trending sound. This is very, very important, okay? And the earlier you can create content with a trending sound, the better off your video will do. Now, what I like to do is spend about 30 minutes on Instagram Reels and TikTok, just researching, just seeing what's popular. And the earlier you are to these trends, the better, okay? Now, there are certain Instagram accounts that you can follow that will tell you about trends, but you really want to be, in these Instagram Reel, TikTok trenches, so you find them ahead of time. Now, for me personally, I like using popular or prominent figure sounds before I use like an original sound. Reason being is that more people can relate and know, who this sound is easier than, just an original or just trending or catching sound right now. So the sound that I decided to use in this video was Cat Williams, because Cat Williams is pretty recognizable, especially in the African American community, which is primarily my audience. And so I knew that if I saw any type of Cat Williams sound trending and I used it first before a lot of people, started to use it, that video would do well. And I was correct. The second thing that you want to do is, once you found a good sound, is create shareable and relatable content with that sound. So for me, I'm in the entrepreneur space, and I knew if I talked about, a struggle of an entrepreneur, it would resonate. So essentially I created, the caption was, don't be fooled by social media. You went from a 9-to-5 job, right, just to work 24/7 as an entrepreneur. I knew that caption and title would be very, very relatable, right? Then with the Cat Williams sound, it was just a, match made in heaven. A lot of people liked it. People are still laughing. People are liking it. It's a very shareable and relatable content that I knew a lot of people would like. So when you're creating content, especially Instagram Reels, it's going to share it to a very, very broad audience. So this is where niching down isn't really, as necessary. You want to make sure that your content is relatable to as many people as possible, but it's still, within your niche. Now, to be fair, you don't necessarily have to use Instagram Reels. You can use carousel posts as well, because they do very, very well as shareable content. But I will say right now, again, if you want the most reach, if you want the most views, the most engagement, Instagram Reels is where it's at, and I don't see that changing for the considerable future. So if you got value out of this video, make sure that you like it and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Until next time, be easy.